Today I have the pleasure of bringing to you the revised tarot deck. This is the Strawberry Tarot, and it has been revised. I'm not sure to what extent because I didn't open it. I wanted to open it on camera with you guys. Here it is. It says the deck was created, illustrated, and self-published over a period of 2 years. And I have another copy of this. This is 2024. I have another copy of this, an earlier edition. And I don't know if it's just the paper has changed or what the change actually is. But I am going to do a full review on it. It was sent to me as a gift for the purposes of doing an honest review. And I'm going to pull this in so you can see, there it is. This is the creator. Beautiful lady, beautiful energy. She's the creator, and she sent them to me. And I'm just excited because I just reviewed her other deck. If you didn't see that one, I'm going to post that one here first underneath my reviews, the Recovery Oracle. So if you didn't see this one, check this one out because it's the companion to this one. And I don't know what changes have been made to it, but we're going to review it anyway. It might be exactly the same as my original video on the Strawberry Tarot. I'm not really sure, but we're going to look at it because I'm excited. And I really love this Strawberry Tarot. It's a real fun deck to use, a very divine feminine vibration, and I just want to see how is it, what improvements has been made to it. The box seems different, and I think the picture on the front is different. So let's get started. My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it to everyone who might like it too. Please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you want to get a reading done, please email me or hit me up on social media. All of my information will be underneath this video. And the link to where you can purchase a legitimate copy of this deck and the companion, I'll put both of them underneath this video. I'll put both of them underneath both of these videos because these two are, I'm very sure just by looking at the outside, are going to vibe well together. Let me see what else is there to tell you. My Patreon is underneath this video, and a whole bunch of other information too is underneath this video. So let's check this out. I'm excited. All right, guys, I'm going to pull this in. Let me get you some more light. And I'm going to pull you all the way in. Give you the best chance at seeing the cards as clearly and fully as possible. Because you guys know I'm here for the artwork. Okay, so it is a tuck box, regular tuck box. Industry standard. It's better than the last tuck box though. The last tuck box was a little bit thinner than this. Just a hair. This is the back. Okay, that's not giving you guys enough light. There we go. Smooth this here. Beautiful bag. Oh, very pretty. I love the whole strawberries thing. I love strawberry shortcake. See? It's thin. It's not a thick card. But it's not a card. Because I have this. And it's held up very well. I use this deck all the time. The other one that was printed on the other paper. This paper does feel better. It's glossy, as you can see. And it's not a bad size in the hand. Very good size. That's why I like using these. They're very, there's a lot of reasons why I like using them. But one of them is because they're very easy to shuffle and handle. Let's go in the other direction. Because my deck has it backwards. Not to the major arcana. So let me grab. I want to show you the major arcana first. But they're not in that order. So let me grab it. Alright, so now we're going to go forward this way. There we go. Okay, that's our Fool. Beautiful. Now, if you pay very close attention, you'll see that these look different to me. Um, I'm comparing them to the originals. There are differences. So if you would like to see the original deck, please check out my video. I'm gonna put the video underneath here too. The original video that I did, that when I first met the creator and established a relationship with her. Beautiful person. Um, I will put that video underneath here along with the links to the decks so you can see the differences between the two decks. I do see differences. Equally as beautiful though. I mean, gorge. And we see here that we have a bit of a border, not an imposing one, but there is one. Um, it frames the artwork nicely. I don't really think we need borders, but it's not something that I'm angry about. I don't think we need them, but it's okay. Oh, look at her with all the strawberries everywhere. She's pretty. That's one thing I always say about this artist. This artist draws the most beautiful women. And for those of you who don't know, I posed for the Recovery Oracle. I am the card labeled the Spirit. So I sent her my picture and she painted me or drew me, or however she does her artistic medium, based on the picture. So I wonder how many of these beautiful women are just beautiful women that she knows. I'm going to ask her, like, how many of these women are like, are you just surrounded by beautiful women? She looks like a crone. Awesome. So we only got to the fourth card and we've already seen a crone. Awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, is she just surrounded by the most beautiful women in the world? Like, my goodness. And if so, that's awesome. That's very awesome. We should all be that lucky. Beautiful. And I love her nods towards diversity. She always has a lot of great nods toward diversity and the divine feminine. Oh, look at her. Excuse me. And if you notice, um, there's a lot of tattoos. There's a lot of tattoos and there's a lot of like ornate details. And this is why I love this artist's work. There's always these details that are really small, like her glasses, for example. You know, it's like it's all these cool details. When you look in the background, it's so much going on. Look at that candle. That's a love candle. This hermit is tired of being alone, clearly, because she is doing a candle for love. I don't know what that green candle is, but it could. Let me see. Will it come in? Prosperity. I was getting ready to say it could be prosperity. And that's a bong. I love the details in this artist's cards. Okay. Love it. Yes. Do that. Yes. I love it. And it's very quirky. If you look at the eyes, like some of the ways that the eyes are drawn on certain animals, okay, she's beautiful. Going towards being a crone, maybe in her 40s, like that. That's where I am in life, so I'm feeling that vibration. A lot of zodiac symbols. So it's very Rider Waite Smith. If you're used to the Rider Waite Smith and you want a Rider Waite Smith upgrade, if you want to upgrade, this is a perfect Rider Waite Smith upgrade. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I never used the Rider Waite Smith. I did when I first started. It is a very easy deck to use if you're a reader and you want something to give you answers fast, and you're very skilled at the symbolism of it. It is good for that. Oh, look at her, beautiful. Love her tattoo. Look at that tattoo. The same tattoo is the flower. That's decent. Awesome touch. That's what I mean about her with these details. I love it. That's my favorite part. The beautiful women, the great details, the awesome backgrounds. So yeah, I don't use the Rider Waite Smith anymore. I'm just bored with it. I can't. It's great, like I said, for getting quick answers. It's great for beginners. If you're learning, I suggest learning on the RWS. Seriously. And then once you have it down pat and you know exactly what you're doing, you know all the symbolism, you know all the numbers, you know the cards, you know their zodiac equivalents. Like once you study tarot and you know tarot, move on to a fun deck. I beg of you, move on to a fun deck. And the Strawberry Tarot is definitely a fun, quirky, feminine, beautiful deck. So yes, please move on. You don't have to. If you love it, that's decent. I like that. I love the otters in the water with her. But you don't have to. I mean, if you love it, that's fine. But I'm just saying, please, at least take a look at some of the they call them RWS clones. And some of them are straight up clones, but to me, they just have more personality. So please take a look at some of these, these types of decks that are. I wouldn't call this a clone. I would call it any of them really. They are in a way, but they have their own personality. So I usually just say they're based off the RWS. Because I think, like, for instance, this judgment card has its own vibration. This is not like the traditional judgment card. So to call it a clone takes away from those moments when the creator goes rogue in a lot of these decks. And this is one of those decks. So I strongly suggest, look at this one. That's the last of the major arcana. So I strongly suggest that if you're somebody sitting there thinking to yourself, I've mastered the major arcana, I'm like, yes, that's wonderful. Now, allow yourself to check out some other types. All right, now we're going to look at the minor arcana, and we're going to look at it in the order that they are. So I'm not going to change the order. Ooh, I remember this person. So some of these cards are exactly the same, it feels like to me, and some of these have had a little bit of tweaking to them. And I do feel like the paper that they're printed on is a little, like I said, a hair thicker. And that's pretty much, I think the biggest difference you're going to see is in the artwork. But they're cool. And I see crystals all throughout them. There's just so much here. I would love, she said, what did she say? It was a 2-year project. She got all these done in 2 years with all these details. Look at this one. This person, their bag is even decorated. And I'm like, you did all of this in 2 years? It's awesome. Look at this. Beautiful, yes. I love it. See, and this is the 9 of wands, right? Yeah, that's the 9. And so again, you see some similarities with the RWS, but this definitely goes rogue. That's exactly what I like. I like when a deck is recognizable, so it's not like, a beginner is lost. You wouldn't be lost with this deck if you're a beginner. And I like that. But it still has its own personality. And I like that too. 5, 6, 7. This is our 7 of wands. Check out the dragon and the beautiful chocolate girl. Oh, look at her hair. See what I mean? These are just fantastic. Because for me, honestly, you can use any deck. You can use any deck. But the art on the deck is 2 things that will make me use a deck over and over again. When you get to the point that I am and you have 200 plus, 300 plus decks, the thing that makes you use a deck more than once is truthfully the artwork. Because you don't have to. You can use a different deck every day for the rest of your life. Seriously. If you have 200 or 300 of them, you can rotate them every year. And what will make me use a deck more than once is the artwork. The other thing is what I call shuffleability. If it's easy to shuffle, I'm more likely, remember this guys, for those of you who are making decks, if a deck is easy to shuffle, a lot of us are more likely to purchase it, especially those of us who are doing readings for a living. If you're just doing readings for yourself, I don't feel like it matters as much. Like, I have certain decks that are just for me. Like, I have a lot of the Alana Fairchild decks, and I do use them with clients, but not frequently. They're basically just my own little emotional support, basically. So if you're using a deck just for yourself, it really doesn't have to be as shuffleable, as I say. But if you're using it with clients and you're charging by the minute, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, you got to be able to move swiftly and answer as many questions as you can with the time that you have allotted. So if you're sitting there fumbling with your cards because the paper is too thick, or you can't shuffle it good, and you can't get the flow, the rhythm from your client, it's going to mess up your readings. They're not going to be as fun. They're not going to flow. They're not going to be as accurate in a lot of cases too. Beautiful. So if a deck is easy to shuffle, I am more likely to repeat using it. Like the Strawberry Tarot, I use that a lot. Because, like, for example, if somebody calls me and they're like, I'm having a really bad day, can you do a reading, on the fly? And I don't have time to set up because I have a whole setup and I don't have time to set up, then this is what I do. I'm like, okay, let me grab one of my old faithfuls. And Strawberry Tarot is one of my old faithfuls. I have a few. And all of the ones that are my old faithfuls have the same combination. Excellent shuffleability, not too big in my hand, and bomb artwork that I want to stare at. Because when you're reading a card, you're staring at the card for what it means for your client. And if I'm staring at the image and I'm bored with the image, or it's like I'm more likely to use a deck where the image is beautiful to me. And that's just bottom line. If it's beautiful to me, I'm more likely. Look at her getting beamed up, and she's so relaxed. She's like, I'm leaving. The aliens came to get her, and she is not fighting at all. Let me see. Yeah, so if it's beautiful, I'm going to be more likely to want to use it, to want to stare at it. Let me get us some more light. I see us losing light. It's getting dark here, guys, so there we go. I got to get us some more light. The sun is starting to set. So, yeah. If it's beautiful, I'm going to be more likely and more excited to use it. Like, I'm excited to use this deck with my clients on Tuesday. I'm going to use it all day. This one with the Recovery Oracle. And you're excited to work, It's like, I'm excited to look at these beautiful images. I'm excited to show them on Instagram or Facebook, I want people to see, the spread that I've done, how awesome these images are. So I'm more likely to use it, regularly. Ace of Swords. Okay. There's a lot of brown people in these decks. She utilizes a lot of beautiful brown people. Not to say that it's because there's a lot of people from other places too. She did, especially between this and the Recovery Oracle, she did not discriminate on cultures. You see a lot of different beautiful people. But I have noticed that there are a lot of gorgeous brown people. And I can't get over the shoes. Whenever you look at this deck and the Recovery Oracle, look at the shoes. Because she has some of the most creative shoes. And many of them I've had before. I'm like, these are really, look at these. She has these more than once. More than one of her cards has these shoes on. I have had those shoes. Many of us have had those shoes. I think mine had a heel. They might have been black. But I remember these. And these, they come in lots of different colors, different outfits. Gorgeous card. So when you check this out, look at the shoes. The shoes are just so cute. Great choices. And that's a very small detail. There's a lot of small details in here that this artist picked up on, like the shoes. How many times have you looked at a deck and really looked at the shoes? I don't think I usually do, seriously. But in this deck, they stand out to me because they're so cute. And they're so, like, I've had those or I've seen those. My friend, a Taurus, has these, So it's just like, wow, I've seen them shoes before. And I haven't seen that in a lot of other decks. And the tattoos, I mentioned that before. There's a lot of, like, tattoos and, like, just the ornate. Look at her. Look at all those ornate details on her. That's what I love the most about this artist. This artist has such a great eye for beauty. Beautiful people, beautiful settings, beautiful patterns, just has a great eye for beauty. Some people just have that eye. I know a photographer that has that eye too. I don't care how you look. You can come outside with sweatpants on and sleepy crust in your eye, and this particular photographer will whip up some magic. He'll get you from the right angle. He'll take this little sun thing and he'll blow some smoke at you. He'll do something, and he will make you look like you just stepped out of a Halle Berry poster. I swear to you. So that's cute. And I love how she's nude and she's older. She's a crown. Love it. Love it. Yeah, and he will do that. It's a gift. It's an artistic gift, and this artist definitely has that gift. Look at her. This is so gorgeous. I love the cauldron. I love that cauldron so much. I saw somebody on Instagram do a DIY, and they had a plastic cauldron, and they took some the Christmas bulbs, but they were clear Christmas bulbs, and they glued them together and put them inside of the cauldron to look like bubbles. They had them stacked, glued together, and then they put a light on an LED light on the inside of the thing, on the inside of the cauldron. And so the light was coming through right here, and you could see it shining. It was just so beautiful. It was a Halloween decoration, and that reminds me so much of that. Beautiful card. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Those details. And then she doesn't have shoes on. I immediately looked right. Now I have a foot fetish. I'm going to have a foot fetish after using this deck. I'm going to look directly at the feet every time I look at a card. Beautiful. Now, the last suit we're going to look at here is the cups. The cups is always my favorite suit. It's hard to mess up the cups when dealing with me. I love the cups. Even though I'm typically a Queen of Swords, the cups are my favorite. The Queen of Cups is my favorite. I want to marry a Queen of Cups. And I try to be the Queen of Cups, but I usually end up being the Knight. My numerology card, I'm the Knight of Cups. So, what can I say? Look at her. Look at the page. They're so playful. The images are so happy too. The Recovery Oracle, I noticed that the backgrounds are darker. And I think it's because, of the subject matter. It's all about recovery and things like that, healing. So it's a little darker in the vibe because you're going through, the shadow and the dark night of the soul. And you can tell with this deck, there's more bright blues in the background and sun and things like that. There's more brightness in the background. So if you look at both decks, you will notice that. There's a lot of nudity, which I am here for. I am here for it. I love nudity as art. It just shows such a vulnerability, such an openness, such a naturalness. This is our state. It has always bothered me that we have to wear clothes. In public, I can see. Honestly, I just think that our natural state is just better. Out in the woods, in your natural state, washing up in the river. Look at her. Beautiful. I really love her hair. So I try to avoid clothes whenever possible, or as little of them as possible. Beautiful. Yeah. So I've noticed that the cups have a lot of that nudity. So I'm getting that the artist is showing us the beauty, the vulnerability, of the natural form. That's what I'm getting from that. Tell me in the comment section, what are you getting from the fact that most of the cup suit is nude? Are you picking up on that vibe as well? Because that's what it's giving me. And it's not everybody. It's a lot of clothes in here too. Look at her. Love that. Love that tattoo placement. It's not everybody, of course. As you can see, people have on gowns and all kinds of stuff. But I have noticed that a lot with the cups. And it's beautiful. Love it. And I think this is our last card. Yes, it is. That's the last one. Okay. Beautiful. So overall, this deck has changed. There are some improvements. I would say there are some improvements here. So I'm going to put everything that you might want to look at underneath this video. check out the original deck if you want to make, comparisons, or if you have the original deck. And please check out the Recovery Oracle. And that's it. Please come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.